Welcome to Ground Up Growth, where we share entrepreneurial insights, business strategies, and personal growth lessons to help listeners build success from the ground up.
Welcome back to Ground Up Growth. We are going to continue a conversation, episode 2, with Mr. Chaz Ramsey. Chaz, thank you again for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me.
We're going to pick up where we left off. Hannah, where do we need to pick up?
Okay, so in the first episode, you talked about 5 areas that you kind of need to juggle every day. Spiritual, relational, mental, and physical health, and financial health.
Correct.
Talk to us about how you keep, and you talked about each day you kind of want to keep all those balls in the air. How do you do that?
Yeah, so for me personally, that's one of the reasons I get up early in the morning before the phone starts ringing and get my day started. I always like to start my day off, in the Word, in a devotion, quiet time in my head. And then after that, I moved to relational with my wife. She's an early riser. She's a first grade school teacher. So she's up at 4:45 every morning getting ready before the kids got to get ready and out the door by 6:30. So
What time do y'all go to bed?
we tried to lights out 8:30. 8:30.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's funny. We started dating. She's probably going to kill me for telling this, but anyway, we started dating. She was in grad school in college, and she was nannying while she was doing her master's. And of course, she'd go to bed at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, get up at 9, whatever. Well, the first date we went on, she was in town. We went and watched my little brother play a football game. Went to the Mexican restaurant. We got back to my house. I turned the 9 o'clock news on, watched it for 15 minutes, turned it off, said, "All right, I'll see you tomorrow. It's bedtime."
She was
Walked her out
probably
the
like,
front door.
this is a papaw I'm on a date with.
She's still in college. Yeah, she's like, "What have I done? This man's watching the 9 o'clock news on a Friday night."
Probably going to Shoney's in the morning for breakfast.
But I've worn off on her. Now she's getting on to me. Some nights 9 o'clock rolls around, my eyes are still open. She's like, go to bed. So
Bedtime.
that's it. Yep. But juggling all of them, relational, spouse, family, friends. We talked about having a good group of people around you.
How do you, and this is just for me, how do you, the boundary with the phone and work?
Yeah.
I mean, I swear it's got to be the toughest battle, like in the world we're in nowadays. Like, and it's not even, like what I struggle with is the phone calls, and it's really more so text, which I push most stuff to text and voice text just to be more efficient than full-on phone calls. I mean, obviously phone calls have their place, but I get just a running ton of text and voice text. But in addition to that, I'm very guilty of checking the weather for rain, checking my game cameras, like checking the stock market, checking the money market, like all the other little things that are at our fingertips. And like when you throw that in with a day full of just business and friendships and like, how do you, the boundaries, how do you battle that?
Because like you said, I'm not perfect. I mean, we're all battling the same thing every day. I think you got to figure out what works for you. Because like you said, I mean, that phone, yes, it gives us the freedom to work from anywhere, to do things we wouldn't be able to do if we were sitting in an office. But at the same time, like you said, trail cameras and, just everything that's in it. The last thing used to find myself, which I still do sometimes, I just want to sit down and scroll.
Yeah.
Well, like, no, I'm not doing that. We can't, my kids are still up. I still got, to go empty the dishwasher. They got, we got to get ready for the next day. So I've made it, and like I said, I'm not perfect and I still fall short of it. But once we get the kids down and settled, 8 o'clock, I try to put it away. and at least spend 30 to 45 minutes, with my wife, whether that be a show we're watching together or something where we can connect.
Yeah.
Because we're just running all the time. And if you don't put that, I mean, she'll text me sometimes. I'll do the same to her. It's like, we're living in the same house. Say, let's have a date night. I feel like I hadn't seen you in 2 weeks.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the work or whatever it is will be there as soon as you pick it back up.
Correct.
Right.
No, a lot of my, the best way I found to combat that. So a lot of my customers on our distribution side sell commercial laundry equipment, hotels, hospitals, nursing homes, you name it, we sell it. But a lot of my hotel owner customers, well, their work hours, because most of them are living on site on property, their work hours are from 11 to 11.
Oh.
So at first I was like, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. These guys are calling me with, issues at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then one morning I'm on the way to the gym and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call him back.
Yeah. 3.
Started ringing him at 3:30, just like he did that night to me.
I tried to get you, bud.
And from there on out, there was a mutual respect. Hey,
Right.
no harm, no foul. Those are your working hours. These are my working hours.
Right.
Let's figure out how to make it work. So, but yes, I mean, the phones that's a huge.
Man, it's a double-edged sword.
Golly. Well, I remember my dad, I used to get in trouble when I started driving. We had the old, the first one I had was the square Nokia. You could pull the antenna out and pop people with it.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
So that was my first one. And Dad was literally like, I would leave it in the truck, I don't need a cell phone. I'd leave it in the truck when I was at practice or fishing or doing whatever I was doing. He's like, man, answer your cell phone. That's why I bought it. Well, now I find myself, I'm just like you. It's, if we don't have that phone, we'll freak out. You leave the house without your phone.
Oh, you're making $0 that day. 100%.
We're headed back to the house to get the phone. So yes, I think you have to be, adamant about setting aside time for those different categories in your life and try to, because nobody's ever going to be able to do it, where they're all
Right.
where they need to be, but at least put forth an effort every day to try to keep that good balance.
What was the other one? Mental?
Relational, spiritual.
Spiritual, financial, physical.
So you start off in the Word, do your devotions. At night, you spend time with your wife.
Yep.
That's relational. What about the mental? What do you do on the daily for the mental?
So the mental is, I listen to a bunch of podcasts. I travel a lot.
Like Ground Up Growth.
Like Ground Up Growth.
There you go.
A really good one, Built for More. I don't know if y'all have ever listened to that one.
I've heard that one.
It's really good. Listen to podcasts a lot, and I'm riding down the road, I'm not going to answer emails for an hour, this is my time.
Hey, that's something that I have moved towards, is compartmentalizing email response, because you will wear yourself out if you try to single-handedly catch emails.
Yeah.
If you
can set aside time like 9, 12, 3.
Correct.
I check emails.
Yeah.
Adam Black taught me that, actually.
And it really is. I mean, in today's world of, instant gratification.
Yes.
Well, if I email Paul's going to get to it when he can. If it's an emergency, I'm going to text Paul.
Yeah.
So the people that kill me is they'll email you. You don't reply within an hour, then they're going to text message you. I'm like, whoa. Email, you sent it to me in the first place. I'm going to get to it when I get to it.
How about I always say this, but the hammer deal, like call and then the supplemental text right behind it. Hey, call me back. Well, that's what the missed call was about, wasn't it?
That's
Right.
it.
Wasn't that a notification to call you?
Yeah.
Could be in a meeting. But, no,
No, the mental, I think it's, like I said, I podcast a lot, try to get some spiritual in with that part of it.
yeah.
And
What about, like the motivation and like the drive, like just getting out of your comfort zone? I feel like all that would kind of be encapsulated with the mental side of, you're not just going to sit there. We're not going to sit here and do nothing. So,
My dad and brother get on to me all the time at the camp. I'm a busy bee. I'm ADD is all get out, OCD out of this world. But it's like I go to the camp for the weekend, and it's a bad thing. Like I need to find the off button sometimes.
Yeah.
you singing my song right now.
And I pull up to the farm for the weekend, and it's like, oh, do I jump on the tractor fair? We got all this. They're just sitting there enjoying themselves, and I'm like, why can't I do that?
Dude, I had this.
Yeah.
We bought a place in Yazoo County years ago, right when our first son was born, and man, it was like it was my first kind of big project where I got to do all the stuff. I built a cabin, built a lake, planted fruit orchards, did like all the things, and the amount of man hours I spent out there is just unhealthy. But man, I learned a huge lesson out there because I built this place and it was like everything I wanted, and it was just on a platter. And Gina would not go out there. Like got to where she was like, I'm just not gonna go out there. And I'm like, why? I mean, like this is heaven on earth, She was like, we get out there, you don't even spend any time with us. You go jump on the tractor. And I'm just like, dude, I like,
bam.
I'm like, what are you doing? And why are you doing it? Back to your point in the first episode, like, what is life about?
Yeah.
That's it.
You talk about a selfish approach. That was the most selfish thing that I could have done.
Yep.
And thankfully, I learned a big lesson on it. And just, man, that off button is so dangerous because on the other hand, that's the drive from an entrepreneurial standpoint that helps you get traction and continue to roll. But man, those
line.
boundaries, I guess I keep harping on that because that's my pain point in my life right now is setting those boundaries. And I have got to get better at doing it.
Well, we all
And now that
struggle
Coach
with it.
Ramsey's here.
No, I don't know if I'm your answer, sir. But
Are you a Dave Ramsey fan? Oh, we're going to get into that on the financial.
I do listen to Dave.
Are you kin to Dave?
I am not kin to Dave. I
don't
may
think-
be. I need to call
I don't
him.
think Dave Ramsey would get in the truck with me.
No, he would not. He would not whatsoever. No, but finding that off switch, I think there's a fine line with entrepreneurs and, driven people. So, we've been fortunate enough, sold a couple businesses or whatever, but I found myself a couple months ago, sitting at the house on the weekend, trying to, hey,
Yeah.
just
Chill.
just chill.
Just chill.
Yeah.
Cook some
Enjoy.
eggs for the kids on a
Yeah.
Saturday morning,
Just like
or
enjoy the.
Yeah.
That's it. And my wife, she's like,
You can just see your mind.
she's like,
just-
you're not okay, are you? I was like, well, my phone's not ringing. I'm not needed. Like, what's going on? Well, I kind of pushed through it. Fast forward a weekend, we're doing the same thing, watching the paint dry on the walls on a
Right.
Saturday. I'm like, man, it's beautiful.
You're
Y'all
just
want to go do
crawling
something?
to go like find
And,
a dilapidated car wash somewhere.
So I
Yeah.
tell you what I did. I went and there was a hammock in the garage. I went and hung a hammock in a tree, and I slept in a hammock Sunday afternoon after church for 2 hours
Really?
in the front yard. It was so refreshing. Like I didn't even know I'd fallen asleep. My wife came out there. She's like, "Are you gonna sleep all day?" I was like, "I thought this is what you wanted me doing. You wanted me to relax."
That's what you need is a hammock.
That's what I
it.
need. Don't you know his neighbor's like, man, he made it. Look.
Yeah, he's out there in his
retired.
hammock.
In a hammock. When's the last time you saw somebody in a hammock?
Yeah. Years. That used to be a thing when I was in college. Was like everyone did that.
Yeah.
Enos, I think is what they're
Oh,
called.
yeah, they
it
would hang
is.
them
Yeah.
in their
It looks like a
dorm.
parachute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had one on our
It's
back
comfortable.
porch. People would just go put them up wherever.
Yeah.
And it
Oh,
was
I'm
such
going to
a
do
thing.
that. And I'm going to just, when I know Gina's like going to pick the kids up and coming home, and I'm just going to be in the hammock
You
in
need
the
to.
backyard. Not even say a word.
Oh my gosh.
See what happens.
But no, turning it on and off, like the entrepreneurial spirit, you have these feelings. There's so many different emotions. Like,
Yeah.
I know.
okay,
I can-
I've made it. I've done it. But now I feel worthless. Like,
That's what I was just fixing to say because I know you're feeling the same thing I feel. Whenever you hit that idle time and it's like there's no fires burning, there's no new project. I'm here, soaking in this downtime with the family. I feel like I am a loser.
yeah. You're being sorry.
What is
You're
that?
not-
Like why do
have
we
a
struggle
clue.
with that?
I don't have a
Because
clue.
the last thing you really want is another fire.
Absolutely.
So like, I've always
I
struggled
wonder
with
if you just, like, as entrepreneurs, you find so much purpose in your work. If the
think it's
work slow
purpose-driven.
down, yeah, it's like, what's your purpose? Even though you know, it's like you're a husband and a father, and it's like you're sitting right here with your family. They are also my purpose. But it's just like for years, you pour so much into your
Yeah.
work. And then when that
That's it.
slows down, it's like,
And I don't know if
what
it's
are
a
we doing?
fear of FOMO, if it's a fear of, self-worth, if it's a fear of,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not being productive. Like
Yeah.
I'm here to be productive and create
Probably a little bit
stuff
of an
and-
addiction too, of just
Yes.
driving through
100%.
what's next.
I mean, that's what
Absolutely.
that's what you're spending the most of your waking time doing, is building or, doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah, like vacations, the beach. I can do 3 days.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
7-day trip out of the country to the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sign me up.
Yeah.
Because after day 3, I'm gonna be like, time to get back to work.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I agree with that. And I do think, now that I'm kind of thinking through this, like my thing would be, like if I take a week off and go elk hunting out west, like I can work all year with that goal in mind. And then when it comes, like that's my outlet. And like, it is kind of weird because I can go do that and I can put you on ice. Like I can put the phone down,
Yeah. 'Cause
But-
that's what I mean.
but
Because you said it that way in your mind. Like this is my reward.
yeah, it's like we need to recalibrate the mental.
Yeah.
Yeah. For all those other little things. Like you're saying, like I need to get better about putting the phone down during the week for the relationship part.
Yeah.
And then that's
Correct.
good stuff. Good stuff. Mm-hmm. All right. Financial ball.
Financial ball. So that's a big one. What if you live inside your means? Mississippi's a very affordable place to live.
Right.
We get caught up. I get caught up. Hopper gets caught up. I don't think it's so much about the money. When it gets to a certain level, it's about, the drive, because it doesn't take that much. Say it doesn't. I mean, if you live within
Yeah.
your means in the state of Mississippi, it's,
Right.
you shouldn't. So then it's, financial health is kind of intertwined with, I've got a bunch of buddies that got bukus and bukus and bukus of money, and they wake up every morning and they don't have happiness.
Empty.
Yeah.
What is that purpose in life? And a man, I don't know, as a male, Paul's probably the same way. Any man out there, I would say our biggest fear in life is not being able to afford or financially take care of our family. That's our responsibility as a male. And then, but that's a fine one, that,
dangerous.
the good book says the root of all evil. So,
Yeah.
I see it as a tool. I see it, there's nothing more rewarding than starting a business and having employees work it for you for 15 years and you watching them grow their families. And, you're only as good as your weakest link when it comes to business. So, yeah, I've always been that way. Fortunate, in my business adventures and endeavors, that I've been able to take care of my family. Like I said, is our biggest fear as a male, not being able to take care of what you've produced or, what you and your wife have produced as a family.
Yeah. And I think the older we get, the more the trade-off for the time. Like if you got the money to be able to buy your time back, that value has really come into focus for me over the years, just because time is your biggest commodity. I mean, I always say that, but I mean, that's
Huge.
the truth. I mean,
And you go speak to any wise man, older wise man, that's the first thing they're going to tell you.
Yeah.
Can't get your time back.
no, I mean,
Can't get your time back and can't take your money with you. Choose wisely.
yep. And I've said this on the podcast before, but would you trade places with an 80-year-old man for $80 million?
Absolutely not.
You're going to think about that for a half a second and say no.
Yeah.
But look how much value there is in just that little saying. I mean,
Yeah.
that shows you money ain't worth nowhere near time.
Nope.
But
Yeah, I kind of had a setback. Our little one was born back when my balls weren't being juggled right, And I wanted to go conquer the world. So I opportunity, go open a Nashville office, a Birmingham office, and really expand our distribution side. And I just kind of stepped back and was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you even thinking about doing this? You got a 3-year-old at the house, your wife's a first grade school teacher, and you got a 6-month-old at the house. You're going to be gone 4 nights a week opening up new offices. And that was kind of one of those reality gut punches. Like,
So you didn't do it?
didn't do it.
Wow.
Let's pump the brakes on this. And, I want to take my kids to school in the morning. I want to pick them up in the afternoons and, spend time with them. So,
And it's like at that point, if the only ball you were really juggling was financial, or if these other ones you weren't even tending to, you probably would pursue that.
absolutely.
And then who
And then all
knows,
these other ones would go forward.
your relationship with your wife would be, your kids, like everything would kind of fall by the wayside.
Yep.
So I love that analogy that you put in so early on.
A
in our
little bit of
conversation.
everything.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of one.
Yeah.
Keeping it across the board, tethered out, and try your best. Like I said, it's not easy, and it's a battle every
No,
time.
we're human.
Yeah.
We're not going to
Yep.
do it right, but keeping it on the forefront, on the front burner, and thinking about it daily and getting up before the distractions. And I'm like a huge fan. I've talked about this, but the whole goals, that's such an elementary thing. But if you will write goals down and literally look at them, just from my experience, they come to fruition. Obviously you got to grind and do all that, but there's something to writing those goals down. And so, like, same thing with this, like the 5 balls of health. If you will just write them down and just look at them during your quiet time in the morning or whatever,
Yeah.
it's going to have a good benefit, or it's going to come to fruition. Not going to be perfect, but honing on those things every day, I think that's a really good. I'm going to do that. I have not done that.
Yep.
What are y'all? I've heard y'all talk about before we started philanthropy that you're a part of. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so I love giving back. So obviously, playing college sports and being an offensive lineman, when I graduated, I came back and actually coached as a paraprofessional at Madison Central under Bobby Hall, coached offensive line for 3 years. So they didn't make me teach or anything. I'd do my business stuff during the day and then coach in the afternoons. And man, I just love, I say I miss my calling. Had a bunch of guys that went into coaching, but that's a tough road if you want to have a family and kids.
Yeah.
They're moving all over the country and one phone call away from, not having a job. So, but got into that, really enjoyed it at Madison Central with Coach Hall for 3 years. And then, I got to thinking around, some of these kids I was seeing that were, in our community. You have wide receiver camps, you got quarterback camps, you got all that, but nothing. It's kind of like they left the fat boys out. Why didn't anybody helping them? So I started it, and the main thing I'm doing is these kids that do have a desire to go play at the next level. So I'll bring them in, I'll evaluate them. Obviously physically, they've got to be there. But one of the main thing is, I'm judging their 5 balls and they don't even know it when I meet them.
Yeah.
The mental aspect, relational aspect, all of that. So it's kind of funny. They'll call in, and I take about 3 or 4 kids a year. But they're like, hey, I want to get some training. Well, Wednesday mornings is the only morning I don't have boot camp. So, okay, meet me at the Healthplex 4:15 Wednesday morning. 1 hour a week. Oh, no, man, I want to come in the afternoon. No, that's my 1 class a week if you want to get on board.
Yeah.
And so I will say,
You just weeded yourself out. So.
Exactly.
the guys that have, stuck with it and gone on to play big time college ball, it never fails. I get a phone call back saying, thank you, coach. You got me ready for what I had no idea what I was stepping into.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So no, I love seeing young guys and speaking of goals, I mean, that's the first thing we do. We sit down at the first of every year. We write down our goals, and I hold them accountable to them,
Yeah.
whether it be academics, sports related, relational related, whatever they want to grow in. Because I want to see these young guys, and not get caught off guard like I did when sports was over and I had my blinders on for so many years, what life is really about.
That's awesome.
Because it's going to end.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether it's high school, college, pro, when it's coming to an end.
That's a good way to frame it up.
And I want them to be prepared on, yeah, go enjoy all this. There's nothing wrong with having goals. There's nothing wrong with, going and conquering the world. But just know what are you going to do when all this is over?
Yeah, when the music stops, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
good
awesome.
stuff.
When you were sharing that about your experience, I was thinking to myself, it'd be great if like an athletic program had some sort of counseling that they offer to people to like help them through that, because like we talked about, that had to be really tough.
Absolutely.
So I think it's cool that you took that experience and you're pouring it back into these kids to kind of prep them for, just give them a more well-rounded view of
Correct.
their future.
Correct. And that's my main goal is, on the front end. And there's a bunch of good offensive line coaches at these high schools around here. So I'm not doing technique. It's mainly, hey, I'm going to take this 16-year-old kid, 15-year-old kid. I'm going to break him down to his knees, and he's either going to react one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's either going to come back stronger or he's going to walk out the door. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the mental aspect. Yes, it's physical aspect to it for sure, but the mental aspect, the mental capacity, and growing them on that side of a young man is what I like seeing.
That's awesome.
So
That is good stuff.
I would love to know, kind of as we wrap up, some beliefs that you feel like are just at your core that you would share to maybe some, it doesn't even have to be younger kids, but definitely I would say the age that's coming out of college right now, a lot of them are needing some sort of motivation and push. But even someone that's just looked up and they need just some inspiration or motivation, like what are things you believe at your core that you would want them to hear?
yeah, I mean, I would, as I stated, number one, spiritual. That spiritual health is huge. I'm a grown man. Paul's a grown man, but I guarantee you he'll admit, without that, it would be hard to walk through this life we're in.
Yeah.
And then as well as the other ones. But that's the main one. If you don't have faith, I don't,
Yeah.
because this world's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd tell
And
the
having
young,
that foundation set for when the curveball comes. Don't react when the curveball comes. Be proactive and have a strong foundation in your faith. And
I would say another thing, and go learn a trade. Man, work with your hands. Don't be scared to work.
yes, sir.
I ran across a guy. This was a while back. He's moved back in with his parents, went and got a law degree, and I'm out making money and starting businesses and stuff. 26, 27 years old, and I was like, man, go buy a lawnmower. You can make $100,000 a year cutting grass. Well, I didn't go get a law degree to go cut grass. That's your problem.
Oh, yep. That's your problem.
yeah.
That's your problem. So I would tell the younger generation, outwork. It's not that hard. Outwork your competition.
Yeah.
And I've got a sales staff, and I mean, we have these kind of meetings every week. I'm like, I'm not your dad, but it's 9:30 in the morning. I call you, you're drinking your cup of coffee, trying to plan your day. Like, the day's gone. What are you doing? And it just drives me crazy. And they
Yeah.
wonder why they don't hit their quota numbers. I'm like,
Right.
don't be scared to work. Go to work. And set your mind, have a plan, go to work, put your head down, and don't let anything stop you. It's, determination is a very, very, very strong thing.
Yep.
And those determined people out there, you're not going to stop them,
Yeah.
So
Is that something you think you just have, like motivation, determination, or
I've been wondering that myself.
see? I don't. Just my thoughts. I feel like you either got it or you don't.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
feel like you can like create motivation. Maybe you can. I don't know.
Unless you put a goal out there, or the carrot
Yeah.
in front of the rabbit's face. That's something that whatever you find that makes that human being click.
Yeah.
Maybe if that kicks motivation in or determination, but I truly think, a lot of people are born with it or they're not.
Yeah. And then just surrounding yourselves with the right people.
Yes.
To kind of make it flourish. Yeah.
Well, that's huge. I mean, like for a guy's group message, or I don't know if women do this, but like, hey man, let's go. What are you doing today? You being sorry or you being productive? Just having friends around you that will call you out.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, whoa, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And having
I thought I was doing what I was supposed to be doing.
the wherewithal to accept that.
Yes.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I'm being lazy or whatever.
That's it. So I think the main thing is surrounding yourself with people. Now, if you surround yourself with, people that, not saying that sleeping in late's a bad thing, but sleep till 11 during the day and get up and play video games and order DoorDash, like that's what you're going to be. You want to associate yourself with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird.
No, I think you're spot on. I mean, I think, our little group message, we talk about this all the time. Like, every day it's like, put your mouthpiece in, get in a 3-point stance, and like whatever, trials and tribulations, like
be ready for it.
Shy away from it. Like
hit them head first.
But in the same breath, I mean, we're being there alongside and helping people through those things. I'll rib more than anybody. I'll poke at you, but at the end of the day, I'm not doing that unless I love you as a friend or a business partner or whatever. I mean, it comes from a place of trying to help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and when you surround yourself with the right people that are being productive and determined, they all cheer you on so easily.
100%.
And this may be more of a female thing in some of the toxic, the way that sometimes females can be, but it's like if you surround yourself by those people, you're only going to get support. But if you're surrounding yourself by people who are not happy with their current circumstances, they're probably going to tear you down a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Or you can go in there with a rake and clean that group up. Put yourself in that group and say, hey,
yeah,
come on, let's go.
Send them a rooster.
Y'all we can't say all that on here. Get your ass up, let's go.
Oh yeah, that boot camp starts early on
Yes, sir. We come in guns a-blazing.
Yes.
Playing Dr. Dre at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Goodness gracious. Well, Chaz, thank you so much for coming on, man. This has been really good. It's been really inspirational.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me. I love having these talks with people.
Yeah, this is a good one for sure.
Where can people find you other than 5 a.m. at the Healthplex every day other than Wednesday morning?
I've got a Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, Chaz Ramsey on Facebook. I've got a LinkedIn.
And he's got a sedan.
You see a little sedan
Hannah put
be
me on the
bumping
spot
around.
right there.
It's like, where can you find it? He's like,
my
you're not
Twitter,
gonna find
all
me.
my hashtags.
That seems like kind of your thing. Is like it's kind of hard. You're a little
I got a cell
mysterious.
phone. You give me a call. Got an email address. So
That's good. Is it AOL?
no, it's actually Yahoo.
Oh my goodness.
Not Yahoo.
Just call me if you need to get.
Just give me a call. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a call.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. This was really great. You had a lot of great things to share, and I think people are going to find a lot of value in it.
Awesome.
And hopefully share it with people that they think needs to hear it, because I think there's a lot of people. I have some in my mind that I'm like, just listen to this guy. Listen to what he's saying.
That's what it's about. Building the kingdom, helping, bringing everybody along. Helping one another. We're only here for a short period of time, so got to make the best of it. Want everybody to be happy.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.